是心里有点不得舒服的，因为这种影响造成不是个人那个不好的影响。
Sometimes I really try to understand my acne boss, but he speaks so fast
and weird accent. How am I going to survive?
喂，你们中国人可以不要在巴士上那么大声讲话吗？
吵死人！快滚回中国啦！
不是像在办公室里面做工，因为它车声很大，我们要跟工人说话的话、交流的话，比声音要大一点。
听不到的情况下，说不定就能发生意想不到的那种情况。干时候后来一不小心把这个手就拉了一下，完了当时也不知怎么办了。家庭一开始也不知道的，家里面出现生病啦，有什么事情啦，心里面想顾，但是又顾及不到。
Well, I understand she has an accent, but even you have an accent for her.
In general, once you start knowing your language well enough, most people do talk fast. I mean, when you do converse within Singaporeans also, or in Chinese or whichever language, when I went to studies and my professor there,
After reading the tweet, I actually feel very embarrassed.
If you don't like someone tweeting you about this kind of things, and we call it cyberbullying, so don't do that to others.
Instead of judging them, we should help them and try to understand them, help them to integrate into our society better.
Singaporeans in general that I have met is nice. It's really nice. Honestly, I am very happy living here.
说心里话，这个礼貌方面，新加坡人确实是很好。在外面迷路啦，或者需要什么帮助啦，随便去找一个人，他们都会很热心的帮助我们。
谢谢傅先生在离乡背景的来到新加坡努力的工作，我们很感谢你在这里的付出，为新加坡创造一个美好的一个国家。
我很感激你对我们这些新加坡人的包容。
And I hope my accent won't scare you away.
No, I've lived here.
Like Singaporean accent. La leno.
Leno la.
It's actually seen with big friends now.
Singaporeans in
听不到的情况下，说不定就能发生。
The video shown was done to put a face behind the comments that we have said or thought of one way or another, and we could sum up the content in one phrase: the rising sentiments of xenophobia in Singapore. Singapore, a nation where diversity is celebrated, and xenophobia, as in the term xenophobia, there seems to be an irony when you put the two terms together side by side. So using the next 10 minutes, we will be discussing this issue in three parts. Firstly, where did this problem come from, which will be addressed by yours truly. Secondly, why should we care about this problem even, which will be addressed by Junko, the one in white. And the third one, the third speaker will be Adeline, who will be addressing the issue on how we can solve this issue. So the rising sentiments of Singapore arose as a result of three steps as seen here. Firstly, societal displacement, mentality of the us versus them, as well as the last one, the rejection of government help in our mental state of migrant workers, as in the foreigners. So for first one, the societal displacement. We feed ourselves with the mentality that we are not good enough lah. You cannot compete with the China people lah. They are so hardworking. Wow, those Angmos, they damn brave sia. They always talk so loud. How you talk over them sia? So in this sense, we create an illusion of our own weakness, and we buy our own medicine and we feed on this medicine to feel what we are like, to fill in what we think we lack in. We think of ourselves as the losers, and this makes us feel that we aren't giving the government enough, and hence there's a need for the government to replace us. This creates a sense of insecurity in which will further create a sense of like the rising sentiments of xenophobia. So armed with all these insecurities, we seek companions alike, and this creates a war between us and them, which is us as in the locals and them as in the foreigners. And this results in the us versus them mentality. This is evident in 2011 when a Singaporean Chinese woman defended the Singaporean Indian family by saying that by saying that they were incensed with the PRC family for telling their own fellow men not to cook curry in their homes. Then, when citizens are resentful about immigrants, they look up to the state to help solve this issue. However, as time goes by, for some reason we are also very skeptical of the government, and this causes us to reject the government's solution as well. So now that we are dissatisfied with both the state and the immigrants, this causes this vicious cycle as shown here. Thus, now that we are armed with better knowledge regarding where this problem comes from, let's try to understand why we should resolve them.
Okay, so with the increasing negative sentiments towards foreigners, we don't actually realize their importance in Singapore. So to better understand this, let us first look at some of Singapore's limitations. Okay, namely there will be the aging population and low birth rate, low productivity growth, and the skills mismatch in our economy. So I'm pretty sure we are all aware that Singapore is facing an aging population, which is further demonstrated by these three figures over here. A low birth rate that is well below the replacement level of 2.1, a high median age as well as an old age support ratio of 5.4 will actually mean that Singapore will be facing declining population levels over the next few decades, and also that we will have to be allocating more and more resources towards supporting the elderly, and all this will actually lead to low productivity growth in Singapore, which brings me to my next point. So as you can see from this graph here, after the sharp decline from 2010 to 2012, Singapore has been experiencing a stagnation in our productivity growth, and this is not ideal at all for our economic growth and our businesses, as this will affect our unemployment levels as well as our overall well-being. So there's also a very prominent mismatch in skills in technological industries, whereby we actually face a greater demand which exceeds the supply of graduates from universities and polytechnics, this is actually even more prominent in jobs such as digital marketing as well as cyber analytics. So there is also a lack of soft skills from our local workforce. Soft skills such as communication and leadership is not emphasized in our education system, and therefore it leads to us becoming more results oriented instead of adopting these soft skills, which are becoming increasingly important in the current workforce. So what can the foreigners do to compensate our limitations? First, let's just look at this quote, which says that many of the deep skills relevant to the future economy are at the infant stage in Singapore, but are already available elsewhere at advanced levels. So this will mean that there is actually a need for foreign talent who possess such specialized skill sets in terms of data analytics, cyber security, stuff like that, which they can then help us to build the relevant industries in Singapore by serving as a stepping stone. Not only in these managerial and technical jobs, we also need foreigners for our labor-intensive industries, which Singaporeans actually shun away from. This is actually because we all grow up believing in the Singapore dream, whereby we want to settle down, purchase a house, and be able to enjoy a relatively high standard of living. And typically, these labor-intensive jobs, such as becoming a construction worker or becoming a cleaner, will not be able to allow us to achieve that dream. Not only for economic reasons, actually foreigners bring about cultural diversity and vibrancy, which will help to enrich our lives, like Singaporeans' lives. I'm very sure that we actually are able to enjoy a wide variety of culture right now due to this influx of foreigners. Most namely will be in terms of food. Food is very important to Singaporeans. We are known as a food paradise, where we can enjoy not only local cuisines such as like Hainanese chicken rice, but we also get to enjoy a wide variety of international cuisines. So can you imagine not being able to enjoy like your weekly dose of chirashi don. Like you have to travel all the way to Japan just for it. Actually, all this, the great accessibility to these cuisines are actually made possible due to the great influx of foreigners. And the last and most important reason is actually because we are all equal, as mentioned by the video from the previous group, where the workers also said that men are all equal. So no matter your social status or how powerful you feel you are, we are all equal. We came here by birth and will live in death. So what makes you think that the foreigners are different from us? So we should actually learn to how to embrace them, as they're all equally part of the human race.
So, what can you do to help create this more inclusive society? Well, we believe that the first step to accepting foreigners is to understand them and see them as people who are just like us. So we have 3 very easy and simple solutions, which are community events, social media, and taking the baby steps in our daily lives. So participating in community events. This builds a common space for interaction between foreigners and locals. And with this, there is room for meaningful exchange of culture and constructive encounters with each other. And this moves from simply just physically coexisting with each other. And this hence will lead to a more inclusive society. So a concrete example of what you can join: you can participate in bonding games between locals and foreigners, and this is organized by various groups in the community. So example would be of a bonding day by Sports Cares Foundation and Tuas View Dormitory. So it's a games day created for interaction between students and workers from the dormitory. And event organizers catered popular local foods such as nasi lemak, chicken rice, and 200 foreign workers and 300 youth took part in this event or volunteered to help out, which was aimed at promoting social interaction. So you can participate in such events as well, as these events will foster interaction between the 2 groups. Foreign workers often are working hard in areas that are not accessible to us Singaporeans, like in construction, like they're doing construction work. So we can't easily access these areas, and often we don't see them. So because they are less visible, when we attend such events, we actually get to see them and know their plight, and helps us to understand them better. So this is a quote, a comment made by Mr. Babu, who is an Indian construction worker. So he said, Singaporeans and foreigners mixing is very good because they don't really interact much in daily life. So we can see there's a desire from foreign workers and foreigners in general to mix with the locals better. So secondly, what you can do, you can use social media to promote understanding between the 2 groups. So social media has permeated many areas of our lives, and it has become a powerful tool. Let me ask you a question. How many of you actually use social media? Yes, I use social media too. So you guys are not alone. And do you know that Singapore has a social media penetration rate of 77%? That means that in this class of 16 people, at least 12 of us are regular social media users, even if you all never raise your hands. Yes, so what do we want to use social media for? Foreigners, you can always make a new friend by heading out to the construction workers around. They're always around, helping to build MRT lines, or building new shopping malls or new housing estates. Or if you have domestic, why do we choose Instagram or Facebook? Because you can add a caption to it. So what your caption will contain will be the fears, their dreams, and maybe their favorite local dishes of these foreign workers and foreigners. So by doing so, it helps you to understand these individuals better, and it also allows, by posting it, it allows your followers and friends to understand the foreigners and understand that, hey, actually we aren't that different after all. We are all the same, we have the same dreams. We both want to go to a university, we both want to work in a nice bank maybe, and we're afraid of the same things. We're afraid of heights, let's say, and hey, our favorite local dish is chicken rice. So yeah, so this creates this understanding between foreigners and locals and builds a bridge between them. So this is what it will look like. So you can see that there's a picture of the foreigner, and following that is the caption to describe more about them. And lastly, our last solution would be for you to take baby steps. And why baby steps? Well, because making a difference doesn't mean you have to take big actions like volunteering or even posting things on social media if you're not comfortable. So the simplest thing like smiling or even writing a note of appreciation to foreigners, well, these actions can make them feel welcome here in Singapore. So imagine this, you are hard at work, you sweat pouring at the side of your face, your muscles are aching, and someone comes up towards you and offers you a cup of cool ice water, and on the bottle there's a note that says, "Thank you, smiley face." Wouldn't you feel very happy, like your efforts are being appreciated? So if you will feel happy, so of course the foreigners who receive such gifts will feel happy as well. So you can write one for your domestic worker who works at home, who works hard to make your house a comfortable place, makes your bed for you, or cooks you your meals. Yeah, or you can write one for the construction worker who's helping to upgrade your estate maybe. And a simple thank you goes a long way and would surely make their day a better one. Or if writing a note is too much effort for you, well, you can always just do the easiest thing, which is to smile. Because smiling takes very little muscles and very little effort, but it goes a long way in making someone feel so much better. I mean, if you see your friend walking past you, wouldn't you feel happy that they smile at you? Yeah, so it goes the same way for foreigners as well. A smile takes so little effort, and this goes such a long way in making them feel welcome, which will help build a more understanding and inclusive society in Singapore.
And so all of this can be summed up with 3 P's. Play, post, appreciate. I know appreciate sounds A, but we're going to pronounce it appreciate, okay? So play here refers to the community games, post refers to the Instagram posting, and lastly, appreciate what they have done for us. Let's try and ease this social tension in our modern society, which has caused a disconnection between the guest workers and the local residences in the places that have become their home away from home. Thank you!